Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today I'm going to be telling you how much of an idiot I am that I had to order a second Apple Vision Pro. And there's some interesting things in that story, which we will get to in a minute. And as always, you can skip ahead if you just want to get straight to that. Oh, and then after that, by the way, I will be talking about the Macintosh's 40th birthday, which was this week, January 24th. But first, I have a little story about last week's video. A little inside baseball stuff, technically inside YouTube. If you watch the channel, you know I post my videos every Sunday at 6 p.m. I generally shoot them Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, depending on my school schedule. And then I spend most of Saturday and sometimes into Sunday editing them and then upload them. So last week, I didn't finish editing till like 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. So I started the upload and went about my business and went around setting things up. While you're uploading, sometimes it won't let you like put up the closed captions and other things until after it starts processing. So I couldn't upload my captions and things. So I went around and did other stuff. I come back to upload the captions and I see this. What? That's right. I got a copyright strike. Well, it wasn't a copyright strike. It didn't count against me. But Apple had blocked my video from being uploaded. Why would they do that, you might ask? There was a section in the video, which y'all didn't see, where I talked about the process of making the Apple Vision Pro and how complicated it was and how the fixed cost for all the machinery would add to the cost. And so I was basically justifying the cost. In the background, I was running the Making Apple Vision Pro video that Apple had uploaded, and I put a little snippet in there. Well, apparently my snippet was a little too long, and Apple took umbrage and said, no, you're using too much of our video, and so they basically demonetized and blocked the video. No big deal, right? Yeah, well, look at the timestamp. I have like an hour. So I have to go and edit the video. So I took out the offending part. I just took the whole thing out because I was in a hurry. And y'all didn't really care about how much it cost to make it. So I had my strike, so I had to re-edit and repost. Well, now I'm reposting and it's like after 5 o'clock. And it takes a long time to upload a 4K video and then go through all the processing. Fun fact, that last week's video was finished processing and ready for your viewing at 5:59 p.m. That's right. It finished processing 1 minute before it went live. So that was a lot of excitement. But wait, there's more excitement. Because after the video posted and I started getting a lot of comments, and by the way, I got a lot of comments, a lot of views, picked up a lot of subscribers. I was getting hundreds of views an hour and picking up a couple of dozen subscribers per hour, and it was going great. Until Monday afternoon. So just about 24 hours after I uploaded it, it stopped. The algorithm had shown it to a bunch of people, and a lot of you watched it, so thank you very much. But apparently not enough of you, because after 24 hours, it said, okay, I'm not wasting time on this video anymore. It's not going to pick up any more traction, so it just stopped showing it to people, and so I stopped getting my views. Now I know why all those big creators are always bitching about the algorithm. Yeah, because it'll just not show people your video. Let's get back to the main story about why I ordered a second Vision Pro. The video goes up, people start leaving comments, and I get a comment from Chris Stevenson, which I will put here on the screen. And God bless him for leaving this comment because he's the only one who did, the only one who mentioned anything about this. But as you can see in the comment, he said, hey, you had your glasses on when you scanned your face. After Chris left his comment, I was watching the Dark Mode podcast, which I will link down below, and they were talking about the scanning and the fits and how every time they scanned, they got like different fits. And I was going, this doesn't sound good. Remember, I'm having it delivered here. I'm not going to be at the store where they can swap out. So I go back into the app. It's now almost midnight Sunday night. I go back into the app and I scan my face without my glasses and discover, yes, I get an entirely different fit. The one I did with my glasses on gave me mediums for both things, and now I had large for both things. I went, oh my God, what am I going to do? And apparently you'll be able to go into the store and get refit if you had it delivered to your house. But that would be like days later, and I want to use it Friday when I'm here. And I won't be able to go in Friday because they're going to be all backed up with people. And in my last video, which I will link up here if you want to go see about my first order, I didn't order the inserts, the Zeiss lenses. They have readers, and I wear reading glasses. But every other headset I've ever used hasn't needed them because, as I explained last week, your eyes are focusing far away, even though the screens are right next to your eyes. To your eyes, it looks like it's at a distance, so you don't need reading glasses. But then I thought, well, what if I do? So when I put in my second order, I was going to put in the Zeiss reading glasses. Here's the big news. This is Sunday night at midnight. Delivery is still February 2nd, and in-store pickup is still February 3rd. Now, I do live in, Memphis, Tennessee. Apparently, a lot of people didn't order it here, so we didn't. In California, their slots were disappearing. Like I linked some videos last week where people's slots were disappearing. They were getting pushed back several days. I just checked, and you still can get it on February 3rd here. So I said, wait, well, if I can have it delivered on February 2nd, I'll go ahead and order this. So I hit order. Boom. Went off. And then the fun starts. Because I go to cancel the first order. And you go into the thing and you press, I went into the little chat thing because it was midnight on a Sunday. I figured even at 10 o'clock Pacific, I didn't want to be in a phone queue. So I did the chat thing and the little automated chat bot went back and forth. Said, oh, wait, you want to cancel an order that's preparing to ship? I got to get you a thing. Well, they got me a real person, allegedly. And I was basically told, no, you can't cancel it because it's preparing to ship, so it's too late to cancel. And I said, but I've ordered another one. They said, when you get both, you'll have to return one, so I can just take it into the Apple store, the following week. So I have another one coming. This one with the Zeiss reading glasses, reading inserts, just in case. If it turns out you need them and I didn't have them, I was going to be so upset. And so now I'm going to have them. I may not need them, but it was only $100. At this point, I'm in for $10,000 because I have had 2 of these charged to my card, actually out of my bank account. But I'll get $5,000 of it back when I return one. The other exciting thing I learned when I'm doing this little chat thing with the Apple Store, the green bubble, blue bubble thing? Well, if you're chatting with Apple, they're gray bubbles. Here, I'll put one on the screen. So that was kind of my process for my second order. But now what I want to talk about, and this is a big deal. It was the Macintosh's 40th birthday on January 24th. I'm wearing my original Macintosh t-shirt that I got when I bought my Mac 40 years ago. This is a 40-year-old t-shirt. The Macintosh turned 40 on January 24th. This is where I realized, again, I'm an idiot. Why did Apple fight so hard? Why were they pushing so hard to release the Vision Pro at the beginning of 2024? When they announced it, everybody said, oh, they said early 2024, it'll be like March. No, they wanted to get it out by January 24th. But they did get the orders up by January 19th, so they did beat it. So you could order an Apple Vision Pro just under 40 years after the Macintosh came out. It will come a week and 40 years after the original Macintosh. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody talking about this. It makes perfect sense. That's why they were pushing so hard. That's why they wanted to get it out. That's why they went ahead and brought it out without Netflix and YouTube and all the other app makers who I guarantee asked for more time. Apple couldn't wait because they really wanted to hit the birthday. I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure this is true. They were shooting for January, so it would be exactly 40 years after the Macintosh. Now, by the way, the Macintosh didn't sell that well at the beginning either. They sold 50,000 in the first 3 months. Now, allegedly, Apple hasn't said. The reports are they sold like 80,000 of these things that first weekend. Of course, I bought 2. And I may not be the only one, so they may be getting a lot of returns. Maybe that's why the shipping dates were still on February 2nd. Friday morning when I was ordering, the shipping dates were way later. They were in March. But then Sunday night, midnight, it's back to February 2nd. And I'm thinking that's canceled orders and people doing what I did. And they sold a lot, but nowhere near the 50,000 that the Macintosh sold in its first 3 months. The Mac was a slow starter, but it ended up selling, and of course, they're still selling it 40 years later. Now, I don't know if they're going to be selling the Vision Pro 40 years later. Clearly they won't, but some descendant of it possibly, which will be like, I don't know, a retinal implant or cranial implant. All I know is, I said this back in my original video when it was announced that I was going to buy one, and I said that I was there when the Mac came out, and it was a fundamental shift in computing, and I believe that the Vision Pro, or spatial computing rather, is another fundamental shift in computing. Now, this one's going to take longer to catch on because they're going to have to, the hardware is going to have to get better. Well, actually, the hardware is not going to have to get better from what I hear, but it's going to have to get cheaper. So they're going to have to get the price down and get it lighter. And there'll be a lot of things happening before this becomes a mainstream product. But I'm going to love it. I've been out there looking at all the 3D movies that are going to be available, and I am just excited as heck. And next week, you'll be watching the unboxing right here, right now. Well, 6 o'clock Sunday. So next Sunday at 6 o'clock, I will be showing you my unboxing, which I will have done on Friday, and then I'll have played with it a little bit. There's not going to be a lot of use in the unboxing video because first I'm going to have to figure out how to AirPlay so I can capture what I'm seeing. So the week after next will be the one where I show you what I want to do with it and all the cool stuff. By the way, which will be after everybody else's videos. So, you know, come see me. I'll try to be entertaining. But I'll get a little bit in next week. But again, I don't think I will have time because then I have to edit the video. And so I got a day job. So come back next week for the unboxing. I will have two, which, by the way, bodes well because I went in and scanned my face again, and this time it went back to medium, again, without my glasses. But I'm going to have a large and medium in the box. So I may end up opening both boxes and mixing and matching and get my fit. Apple's not going to like that, but hey, I'm going to open the large first, the second scan, and if that doesn't fit, well, then maybe I'll break into the other one and try the medium. Tune in next week. You can see all this for yourself. One other thing about the Apple turning 40, the Computer History Museum in Boston, I will link their channel down below. They did a live stream. It was a panel, and they had a whole bunch of people from back in the day, from 40 years ago, from the original Mac team, like my friends Andy Hertzfeld and Guy Kawasaki and Chris Espinoza. And these are all guys I hung out with a lot back in the 80s. Well, I got to see them all again, and it was a fascinating thing. It was a live stream on YouTube, but they haven't posted it yet. If you watched it live, you were fine, but it's not there. I'll keep watching, and if they do post it, I'll drop a link down below. I'm going to put a link to the Computer History Museum anyway, because it's a cool place, and you ought to go check it out. But if they drop that video of that live stream, I will absolutely drop that in the links down below. Well, that was a lot for one video. I had 3 stories. So come back next week and see the unboxing of at least one Apple Vision Pro, maybe 2. We'll find out. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye. Still waving back here, thinking about my Apple Vision Pro and then my other Apple Vision Pro. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.